Hello, family. It's Irene Ratliff. How are you doing today? Wonderful. So anyway, I'm just on the horn. I just wanted to, have a conversation. I know that on some of the other playlists, I was like, okay, I'm about to tell it like a TI is, and I want to do it on here. This let's talk. No, let's chit chat. I think I named it chit chat. So a lot has been going on in these last little 5 days. I tell you the gun honest truth. Um, Today I was able to do a project, so I'm really excited about that. That is complete. I mean, it does look different than it did before, but that was not the point. The point of actually doing it was to talk about just trying to secure space. So anyway, it's done. There probably need to be it's a little bit more of this, that, and the other, but it is, I completed it. I try to get it all done today. Late yesterday, I was out mowing the lawn like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'm like, well, hey, I'd rather do it right now. And if my neighbors are hearing it, they probably said, well, hell, they probably wanted to rest in on Saturday without hearing that. You know what I mean? I'm not a professional, so it took me a long time to try to groom the yard. I'm like, man, the lawn people, they be doing their thing. It don't take them that dang on long. It don't. It don't take them long at all to mow the lawn. They could mow 4 or 5 lawns by the time how long it took me. But it was late at night. It was in the middle of the night, and I was just like, I wanted to kind of focus on the project. So I was like, oh, I wanted to grab something to snack on, and I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and try to complete this project first. And hey, it's done. So I mean, yippity yippity yay. So anyway, I just, um, I had went to see my doctor. Um, well, I went to the doctor maybe about 6 months ago, and I was telling them about I want to talk about my foot, okay? And so what it was is that after I had did an assignment or did a task at a stadium, and I try to make sure I had on comfortable shoes and that it wasn't I mean, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't think that the work itself, or there was no glass there or anything like that. So um I didn't, whatever it was, I mean, it wasn't strenuous work where you would think about stressing something or whatever. So anyway, after the in February of 2022, I was taking a shower and I was like, wow, man, that thing hurt. What is it? So I looked at my leg and looked at my foot. I'm rubbing on it, and it felt like it was glass, like it was probably even torched. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you felt, if you see something, like if you get a lighter and you burning something, you could just see how it's torched. But anyway, it was hurting. So I was like, okay, trying to step on it, which I was able to step on it at the time. It was kind of raw, right? So, um, so anyway, I waited a little bit. I'm trying to see what was going on. I'm already complaining about me being, you know, um, under the fire or whatever, um, under heat. Okay, so we have this. I hear things. Okay, and this little invisible government. They're not. It's not my spirit world, okay? So I mean, I want to be like, oh, okay, and I'm like, well, honey, I wouldn't be listening to you like that. We talking about length of time right now, but the thing is that I have complained that the United States, or who, I don't know who it is, because they wanted to try to explain to me how it was teaching somebody else to do something, and then at that point, when we start looking at somebody teaching somebody to do something bad towards you, that it may be a problem, or it may be something a little bigger, even for them to say that they're doing something to me and then they talking about how they doing it to other people. So we already know that it has something else looming a little bit bigger than what we may see um, for ourselves, or understanding. Let's put it like that. So anyway, I'm feeling heat. And so my the foot, what it was is, let me say this. I felt, I was like, okay, hold on. I shouldn't have any callus. I try to take care, I rub my feet, I try to clean it and everything. I grease them, you know what I'm saying? A little basic stuff. And I was just like, okay, no. I go to the doctor and I tell them this. And so she ended up giving me some pain medicine, but I'm telling her it's on the bottom, like, so the sole, right? So I end up later. I did use the medicine that she provided, but it wasn't doing anything. So they gave me an X-ray, and so I have the X-ray, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? But the issue is, I've also been complaining about, heat being on, I guess talking about, the right. I don't want to be trying to sugarcoat anything. The issue is that they want to be, okay, hold on. What I understand is that they may have made people think that no one is listening to them. So we got all these different departments and agencies, or government, government department and different agencies, including organizations that may be like they're caring for a particular something. Okay, and so that particular something is probably everything that we could think of that is dealing with the body, right? So listening to them, we could talk about mental health, but it's a little bit more than just talking about mental health. When you're feeling something, and then that thing that you're feeling, then they want to be like, okay, well, this is what this is, or whatever. Now it becomes, the reason why is in that bracket is because you're trying to tell somebody what's going on, and that that's not your spirit world trying to, fight you or fight your body or even do harm to your body. So to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to not say nothing, then that means that we've had a lot of people who've just been silenced and hurting. Okay, so that means that people have been enduring them, you know, trying to continue to do what it is that they're doing, and it's incorrect. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, to have the conversation. Now the thing is to have a discussion or the conversation about, here it is, the IG government, into the invisible government. I know people have heard about the invisible government or the invisible hand. Okay, let's put. And some people are familiar with the invisible hand, but this is the thing. There's so much research, and not even research, but some noted activities with lasers, and big conversation about drones and satellites. And so anyway, the leg, it feels, I can feel that, like, you're not doing anything, you can feel, I can feel that. And that's been a long time. Okay, so if you have something that's trying to, um that right there, I'm sorry, hold on, because I'm trying to make sure I'm saying everything that I want to say, because um I was feeling some, first of all, I was complaining about, here it is, heat around my vagina. And it was trying to tell me, oh, it feels good. I'm like, it doesn't feel good. I'm just here by myself. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking anybody. I'm not laying up with anybody, and I sure the hell don't want anything, no man nor no woman touching me in any place I don't want to be touched. Okay, so, oh, it feels good. And I just said, no, this seemed a little awkward. Okay, because now we're looking at the pelvic, and then if you're looking at your private area, men and women have like a little delta. It goes down like that, right? So you have the little pelvic. I'm like, hold on, I'm looking at, here it is, some pictures and stuff like that, and I'm saying, and I'm identifying, like, what is that connected to? Okay, so if we were looking at the excuse me, the urinary, where your urine goes or wherever. I mean, I was just like, no, okay. Oh, with the nerve. I said, Lord have mercy. Oh, because so I looked. So the clitoris has a lot of nerve ending, okay? But I'm like, well, honey, I'm not excited or aroused. And we're talking about some time now, okay? And I mean, I'm just cry out a little bit. But I was what happened was, I mean, just the concentration to look on that right leg and that right thigh. There were some things that happened. I said, Lord have mercy, honey. They want to be like they doctoring up in the sky. Okay. And then I said, well, there was nothing wrong. So I mean, if you're doing all the things that you want to, nerve. So anyway, I do want to get that foot check and that nerve because I'm feeling heat. I mean, and I'm like, well, listen, if you cook meat, right? You get you some meat, it's gonna shrink. And you may see some people with little legs. You seen some people you have, what, actually when we were growing up, we were like, okay, one side, one on one hand was bigger than the other hand. You know what I mean? And we never really thought anything about it. But then yet you have some people who really do have small hands because they became deformed. Okay, small, not hands, but small legs or hands. And, you see them. I mean, it's deformity, baby. If these people had anything to do with that, I'm telling you. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I just know that I've been over here complaining. My leg is hurting. That don't have anything to do with me standing on it. But the thing is about that foot. And if we could say feet, but we're going to talk about the foot. Now I'm like, well, what in the world? Why we get over here like that with me? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I had wrote something. I had saw my father um sometime, he's dead and gone now, but um and I just thought about, his love that he had for his new wife and the baby. And he was like, well, Irene, I want you to find my children. And I just was so touched by that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here it is. No, with this one and this one. I mean, he may be a Papa in the Rolling Stone back in his days, but I here nor there. I said, yes, Father. And I mean, I didn't see him. After that, and it was just like, well, love his feet. I came up with a theme for Father's Day, and it's just been an, a thing for me to let men know that I love them, I like them. You know what I mean? We value men. Some things may not be right all the time, but whereas people were like, "Oh, Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day." I'm like, "No, I'm what love his feet." But then the feet, the thing was is that it had to been changed because like I said, I'm hearing things, and so I'm like, well, maybe the FEAT, you know what I mean? But anyway, um, the concentration just on my feet, and you need your feet, you gotta walk, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow, this is it's not even amazing. It's just unbelievable. It's not unbelievable because it's actually something wrong. Okay, so what it was is I was bicycling too, and I mean, they were like, I'm telling, when I say in they, I'm talking about IG, okay? Invisible government. It's real. Matter of fact, I'm like, well, if I'm feeling that, and then you want to talk about here it is, it's illegal experiments, okay? And then I think that it's unfair that they want me to sit there and chit chat with you about it. You know what I mean? It's consuming my time. You know what I mean? Especially when I think about all the things that I wanted to achieve and do, and just know that they were the ones who were altering. Here it is, the route. But right now, we're just talking about those weapons, okay? So right here in that heat, but the conversation about the nerve, seeing the nerve in your head is the central nervous system. If anything on your body is being affected by that, I mean, every piece of part of your body pretty much has a nerve in it. So anyway, I pulled up a picture and I looked at the bottom of, here it is, the picture, and said, lo and behold, said, here it is, right where I'm feeling that pain, where it felt torched. There's some, uh, 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 um, there's some, some endings, let's put it like that, or some veins or whatever that's there. Okay. But then I'm also looking at oh, honey, right here on the right side, on from where there's a big vein or something that deals with the circulation of the blood. And I know that if people didn't understand what I said, honey, of course we want, here it is, our blood to flow and function. And the reason I said that is because, talking about blood clots and things of that nature, if they want to be like they're trying to experiment or do some things to us to harm us, then at that point it's a freaking problem. You understand? So I don't want. I mean, they may want to be invisible, but somewhere in this on this green earth, we're gonna find out who the hell it is because I do want to pursue. There's a big ass complaint, and then to look at this foot. Some time ago, here it is on them. You could see a piercing of like a hole, a circular hole. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. It's I ain't tripping. And I just said, Lord have mercy. And then I was feeling that on the big toe. I just said, well, what's the issue? What's going on? Oh, honey, they were. Oh, I mean, it just went someplace else. But anyway, there's a big vein that goes all the way from the buttocks all the way down to your leg. And to talk about your circulation, not only your circulation of blood, right? Because if you didn't have a proper flow, what happens? It becomes numb. And so they unstitched. They had went and they well no, they wanted to tell a story. And so I was resting, and sadly, other people are hearing them tell them what they're trying to do to here it is to human body. You know what I mean? Like here it is, they were anticipating. People were anticipating. Okay, something that this government wanted to talk about what is able to do. Now, the thing is how they probably were trying to explain how people could get buck wild and we have fights or riots or what. I said it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that means that you got these people who want to stir up something. I'm saying that because if they try and tell everybody what they want to do and they want to be like, well, listen, this is here it is bait. We're telling you what we're doing to this woman. Yeah, you see. The thing is that how are we effectively making the complaint to the right department or the right place? And so I'm like, well, NSA, NASA, I mean, Department of Justice. I mean, and when I think about them, just, oh, here it is, and oh, here it is, they're knocking on our. I'm like, well, honey, I was knocking on these other doors for a long time. You understand what I'm saying? No, nobody. Well, what in the hell would we have to be going through all of that? And then yet here it is. I'm thinking, talking about, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'm like, there's a whole lot of worse things. It ain't just one, especially when you start talking about your money. You understand what I'm saying? So there is valid complaint against the government, especially if they're doing illegal experiments, how they have captured us in a rapture with all that dangle noise. Okay, I'm like, but you talk about prisoners of war. If you see prisoners of war, the symbol of it is they're at a high tower, so that means that the radio is on. Okay, and so I'm like, okay, well, what are we listening to, honey? I mean, outside of gossip, I mean, it's just like, wow. But I'm looking at my leg, okay? So anyway, oh honey, they wanted to sit there and this young lady, she made herself visible to me, and she had she's black, but her skin is changing colors. And so I was just like, okay, well, Lord have mercy. I looked at, here it is, my right leg. Mm, mm, mm. So they now want to sit there and talk about something else. And I just told you that here it is under heat now. I feel that. Okay. And so, yes, I will go when I'm going to do some. Yes, I need to tell the doctor because I can walk, but it hurts. You know what I mean? I'm hurting here. I'm hurt. I'm bruised. Okay. And this is with them talking about how they looming over my house. Why is it in the mental health? Well, I don't put it in mental health. I put it in domestic abuse. Okay, because The thing is that even from that conversation about how they may be trying to generate some people to get buck wild, or to get angry and upset, we be doing the wrong things, hurting ourselves, hurting our community, hurting other people. If we cannot satisfy, here it is, the approach to try to get these people and even get that watch. We need to watch. Black people, we need to watch. Okay, because not only a watch, a clock, a bend. You understand? And the reason why is because if they're doing this, and we went so back and forth about Hugh, it becomes an issue of oh man, the manipulation and all of the OMG. Okay, so the reason why human rights, it's mental. No, it's yeah, that's in human rights, it's in there too. But this is something else that's trying to put fear in people. I mean, I heard fear. I was like, fear, or are they trying to um mind control? I mean, right now it's just there's a whole list of things, and we could have a conversation about this later on. But as we go, but the thing is that oh, here there's this or this and over this, negative, negative. Then they want to be like, even period of time. No, it's just something that's just absolutely incorrect. It's wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to give wrong or right to them. Meaning that yet we're not free, just even with our minds being occupied with something that's trying to tell us what to do, or trying to tell us what to say, or trying to tell us, you know what I mean? I mean, you have a choice to leave the TV on, or you have a choice to turn it off. And when you turn it off, you don't want to hear it. If you turn the volume down on the TV and you don't want to hear the TV, you can watch it, right? Okay, so this thing right here want to be like, it's just here. And then it's like, okay, whatever it is that I know that I wanted to succeed and do is just undone. And then that's the thing, when you start looking at where you want to apply some things, it needs to be at not only a national level, a state level, national level, or international level. I'm kind of concerned, and I do hope that people may have been listening to me over a period of time, that that there'll be something to say, well, you know what, we could talk about police powers all day long, but then we start looking at the Constitution. That's the reason why it's domestic, because now they want to use weapons against us. And then if they saying, okay, well, these things have been around for a period of time, and then to look at people who have been quiet or hushed because they didn't know where to go or who to talk to, and then yet they want to be like, oh, okay, well, we're just going to provide here. Oh, look what we did to you. I'm like, honey, uh-uh. So now, not so much about shelling up, but the thing is that some people may not be as outgoing, or even just in trusting other people like that. But that leg, you know, I mean, and I looked at that leg. It's discolored now. It's coming back. But then, oh yeah, I was saying that I was riding my bike, and it needs to be. I do need to fix it right now. Okay. But I had another one, and that one, I'm not going to talk about that one. But as I was riding my bike, I could feel, okay, you know how you have your muscle, like you see some people and they're lifting weights and they have a little muscle right here on the top part of like their thigh. Oh, honey, where's my muscles? I had them. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. I'm telling you, not only muscles, but to know that these people are doing these things to us like that. I feel that. I mean, I'm moving my leg, I'm doing this, but that little muscle that's there that helps shape up, build up the little muscles that you get. Oh, honey. And then I start looking at, here it is, my leg early on. And then, but anyway, that vein, I don't know the name of it. And I don't have any pictures to copy and paste, but it's there. It goes from the side all the way up to here it is in your buttocks. You have to have circulation in your body for it to move. You understand? And then to look at people of color and to be like, okay, well, we okay with any of that is incorrect. Matter of fact, I was very loud yesterday at a complaint at something I was doing, and then I just said, okay, I'm not gonna really talk about it like that. But because they wanted to say that they were communicating with other people in regards to here it is, not only food consumption and what you look at something really quick, you glance at it, okay, woo, woo, woo. But also talk about being a entity to talk about health. So to identify with something and say, okay, well here it is. This, oh yeah, yeah, it's this. These people are feeding, fueling off of that. There's no complaint about here it is. What people are doing as a group. But if you see that something is being somewhat ostracized in such a way, it was interesting that yet I need employment or payment, but then yet they can make a freaking comment on the think tank with them, and then yet you already know, and I know that here it is. There's complaints about them using these type of weapons to talk about here it is health. It was to inform those people. Do you understand what here it is? What's going on when we're in a rapture like that? I'm feeling that. I mean, I could just take my hand, and it hurts, babe. Oh, here it is. If you don't say anything, then nobody will know. So that means that we have people who are suffering or experiencing some unwanted feeling, and then not really able to identify. Oh Lord, honey, and have that thing just be going back and forth and just man, man. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking at here it is. Those things. I'll let the doctor know. But I'm like, well, no, I didn't think that here it is that work in itself for me to be talking. No, 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 no. That's not what happened. And to talk. And then I have this thing. It's called Will Walk Wisdom. Now, Will Walk Wisdom is talking about here it is, man in himself. Oh, honey, they wanted to go back and forth to talk about walk. But anyway, the bike. I'm riding the bike, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. I didn't think that it was too much. I mean, matter of fact, it's even questioning why I'm not gonna go there. But it's like, wow, I was cycling. Okay, why I haven't cycled or put in that much effort, man, to be like, okay, to see what here it is somebody's gonna do to you. No negative. I think that there was just some things that had changed. Here it is, that bottom of that foot. I mean, even if we were talking about and those calluses hurt, okay, but no, no, no. It may come, the doctor may say it's a callus, but I know it may look like that, but I know something else happened. Okay, so here it is, that leg. I mean, I feel that, and I don't know every area of the leg, but to go to talk about the leg, we're just talking about the leg right now. We ain't even talking about the thigh, even though I had explained to you what's going on in that leg that goes all the way to that buttocks with that main vein and blood circulation. But if you're feeling that, which I'm feeling that, it's incorrect. We should not be feeling that. There needs to anytime. I'm sorry, just like I said, it's just kind of like all over the place. But going back to here it is, that watch. It's one thing to be, I ain't gonna fib you. I'm just like me as an individual. I'm so disappointed that I have that shit looming on me like that. I hate it. And then to be, I'm like, I don't want to gossip. I mean, I'm by myself, and I'm like, to be like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna put you in this box where we could just sit there and chit chat. No, 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 no. And I didn't like it way, way, way back then, and I don't like it now. But the thing is that we've had some people who have written some things some time ago explaining here it is the isolation. Now, this is the thing about the isolation and taking on a complaint when you don't have other people or you have other people who may be support. We got to have the money and the bread to get where we need to go. That stuff is for real. If these people are doing us like that, then how are we able to address any of our concerns outside of them talking about you and somebody else is able to do it? Then that means that we have not equipped ourselves in such a way to to combat whatever wrong that is against us like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if anything happened, I have some people who be trying to contact me from, another place. I mean, the same thing. I'm asking, how are we going to get there? We got to be able to not only have the funding, but be in the right place and use the right tools for the complaint. I'm complaining now. And so, I mean, some people say, listen, I have applied to be the United States Senate for the state of California. So some of these things, I mean, yeah, we rapping and everything, but I don't think it needs to be shied out or shallowed either. Isn't that something? The United States Senate, the red cap shouldn't be going through all of that. We have some people who are seniors who are or who are senators, who are Congress representatives. If that's how we're looking at our top, a man in his 70s became president, and then yet to look at here it is ourselves, our children, so on and so forth. There needs to be some regulation on those that IG really, really, really it does. And I think that my communication here is to let you know that'll be something. I mean, we got people who are talking about conspiracy theories and when we talk about drones and stuff. We have air rights, okay? So those air rights meaning that no one should be over your home with any device or anything like that, watching you or anything like that, especially without your permission. We saw things kind of change a little bit with the paparazzi. You rarely saw them out there when those drones went up in the sky. So people have been able to get all kind of pictures and look and listen and all that other kind of stuff. And when they were trying to explain that to me early on, I was just like, oh yeah. But then the thing is that if we all just one-sided to talk about, let's see, and we want to use this as a clinical, and then yet in that clinical, it was nothing on the other side to say, we got to protect ourselves and the people. I don't know. I mean, the information is out there because when we came out with the radio frequency identification cards, or when that came out, this is when they was able to locate people, using those RFID chips. That's when the time that we also identify with the drones. There's information provided and people who are followers of that. But somewhere in there, even if they thought that police powers or they want to be supreme powers or to talk about the Constitution, the thing is that those first 10 Bill of Rights also belong to the people. Everything else may be implied to talk about the president, and maybe here it is, the upper office, the little money that here it is to talk about how we're gonna get there. Man, I want my people to understand, and I mean, when I say I mean it's just in general and all together, everyone, one for all, like that. But if these police powers want to be like, oh, okay, well, we could just do these things to you and just think that everything is okay, okay, we be talking about mental. No, this is domestic abuse. Now, if you're at home and you make a complaint like I am, I'm complaining. I'm like, honey, bitch, I didn't know, I don't feel that. I mean, oh, Lord, I feel that. Oh, no, this is incorrect. Oh, hell no. Who the hell do you make those complaints to? There needs to be something. The issue is, and what I mean by that is that you're feeling something that you should not be feeling. You could go back. I mean, they want to go back and talk about everything. Man, I mean, even to look at age, I'm like, hold up. No, honey, they're trying to find every excuse to try to continue to do what they're doing, and it's incorrect. I'm like, we got people who are 90 years old who dancing and carrying on, jumping on negative, lifting weights. We cannot accept that here it is. These people want to do us like that to talk about age, or not unless we're talking about an age as in time. I know that there are some things out there that's already in place, meaning people have been on their own studies, there's groups, and those people, as I mean, right now, I mean, I can get in line and chit chat with any of them, right? We get online or whatever, send them a note, join a group, go to a meeting. But how many of them is going to be there to sit there and talk about that watch? Now, we do have some groups that have watch. A matter of fact, I even called the Human Rights Watch. And I made the complaints, and then yet here it is, that noise is it said something as if they had invited them in to be part of that clinical trial. Now, if I was to ask them, assume, if I was to ask them, can you help me? Well, I don't even have to ask, I already did. I haven't heard nothing from them. This thing is so the noise. It's just so much going back and forth about here it is, whatever they able to see. And I didn't think that whatever I was doing in my private home, my space, was something bad. You understand? And if they want to be like, well, look at all the things that we're doing to you, and then with stress. I mean, now you got something who wants you. I mean, just listening to that, it seemed as if they wanted it to be something other than, yet here it is, my peace, and to talk about here it is that good. It's a problem. It's not mental health. It's human rights. Human rights and looking at your constitutional rights. For them to think that here it is, I should be okay with somebody is negative. If you reread or just look at here it is, the first 10 commandments, commandments, Bill of Rights, I'm going to let you know right now, some of the things that these people have been doing is incorrect. I feel that. We shouldn't be feeling that. You know what I mean? You want to walk, you want to talk. I was like, oh, it's gonna do something about hygiene, and so this is kind of like what's in there. But I was like, it's just too much here, there, all of it. You got to fill out. So I just have this. Let's talk. I mean, I again, I'm going. There's complaints. There's opinions. But those people go. I do want to get in contact with those people when we in the right place to pursue the law and then pursue the law to talk about human rights. This thing, when I look at here it is, that lighthouse, or where I want to build that black courthouse over there in San Pedro Waters Edition Park. I mean, just that. I mean, we need a bona fide watch, bin, clock, all of that. And yet to be in the sky, I mean, they wanted to be like they got a twinkle twinkle in the sky, and you see them, they look blue. I was like, honey, that was here it is for us to be at, to beat that beast blue. I was like, honey, I have the black light. That I know some people may look in the sky and they may see some little blue drones or satellites in the sky. But in actuality, I was like, well, honey, when these people start looking at me like that, I was like, no, honey, we need a black light up there. And it looks blue. See? And I mean, maybe some people haven't taken me very serious, but we got to be in the right place to be at the right, with the right, what is it? What is it? Other than that, honey, I've been shooting darts down here on the bottom. And yet, even though we're telling, I don't think that here it is, those people who's really have done those things that is necessary for us to even talk about protecting ourselves, protecting the human race. Anyway, oh, honey. And I feel that, honey. And then, and then what it is that it should be, I shouldn't feel that at all. Let's put it like that. But I feel that thing like it's something like it's not only heat, but something squeezing on it. Squeezing. Okay, so that means that to me, they want to let me know, oh well, look, here it is. To see what we do, and I mean, and it hurts. Matter of fact, from looking at if they want to say well what they're able to change and how they're able to do something within a year, I'm looking at okay, last year I was hurt. This is when they did it. I was hurt. I was hurting, and I was trying to figure out what that feeling was. I did not touch anything that would have caused that. And the shoes that I was wearing was okay. And so now when I'm at work, I'm not even walking the way that I need to walk to even get for real because I'm not trying to step on that thing. But then that's the thing to talk about those knees. I said, well, honey, I'm feeling that heat on my knees. And I just said, well, wait a minute, you going the wrong way. And I know we've seen some people that look like they walk in and then here it is, they have a leg, it look like a K. And then you have some people who maybe a whole lot of what is it? They're not. I mean, just for real, just walking differently. And I think I had said something on one of my posts about I'm understanding now why you see some people looking like they're wobbling or that they're walking incorrectly and so on and so forth. And then to be like, okay, with Social Security or disability checks, I mean, it's just insufficient. I mean, we're going through all of this and talk about employment and the other, and then we talking about hurting people to hold up to keep up. Here it is, their illegal experiments. There's not a word for it. I mean, yeah, government experiments. Okay. Oh, the markets. You know what I mean? Oh, well, listen, we're doing a test market. That is test marketing is in human rights. Where they want to be like to look at society and to look at man. I mean, this stuff is for real, my love. It is so for real. Wow. Wow. And I mean, wow. Uh-uh. No, it's not my friend. Okay, so I know that there's some people, again, they may think that it's mental health. It's not mental health, it's domestic abuse. And there needs to be some other funding and support, something different to, because I mean, but then yet to look at here it is people talking about how the honey, whatever that is, honey, I mean, I'm complaining now. I'm contacting people now. I know I need financial stability, things of that nature, right? And so, that being said, we need to be in the right places to talk to them there, and then to even to get the people to help for real. Let's lobby this thing and lobby against it. Not only lobby, but make sure that we put some things in legislation to try to protect ourselves. Okay, because the thing is that if they're doing this and they start talking about, oh, well, look, we're doing it. And, black people, white people, brown people, I mean, there's just been some complaints to talk about racism, and we see the racism inside. Here it is, human rights. The thing is to talk about racism in such a way that in itself is so many more different races than just one. But if they are grouping up on how they've been trying to explain to me, then that means that we have had some people who, I don't want to say who didn't love us, because the way that they wanted to go about it was they were trying to have uh, uh, um, a distressed black woman going back and forth talking about here it is community, and then they wanted to find here it is what the inclusion included. Here it is huge. I just said, well, baby, if we got anywhere we need to go, I don't mind we're going any and everybody. But when it comes down to certain things, I know what it looks like. We didn't get there. But then yet here it is, talk about that foot. Love his feet, love his foot, love his foot. I changed it to love his foot. Love his foot. And I'm like, wow, you think that had, I hope not. But then I want to focus on here it is, getting around. And then be like, okay, well, we're going to chase that. It's sad, my love. I just wanted to let you know. Chit Chat with Irene Ratliff for United States Senate. Hey, United States Senate representing California. I will be putting it on there like that. I mean, I just want to let people know that is something that's for real. Even though I'm complaining, I'm just letting you know where I'm trying to go. Talk to you guys later. Thank you for listening. I'll do another one. Chat later. Chit Chat.